there, what's going on? Happy New Year. My name is Dove, or well, it was. And I think to understand why it isn't anymore, we need to travel back in time to 2020 to see why I became Dove in the first place. In November of 2020, I found a Discord server for a video game still in development. I'm talking pre-beta, pre-alpha, pretty much just a concept and a budding community. I was 14 years old and had never spoken to anyone on the internet before. My first attempts at conversation was super awkward. I embarrassed myself, ended up panicking, and declared I'm never going to talk on here again like this, I need a new name. And so, Dove was born. The name didn't really mean anything at first. It was just something I thought sounded cool, but as I became more involved in the online world, and less involved in the physical one, Dove became associated with several traits I portrayed at the time, and became known in the community as someone who was kind, wholesome, and incredibly sheltered. But for the first time in my life, I had found people who I trusted wholeheartedly, and who, in turn, cared about me. I decided that people might not like Sage, but they sure as hell loved Dove. It had been about half a year since I'd stopped being an active member of the Discord community, and I was coming to several realizations about myself. The most important one being that the reason I don't feel right calling myself a woman is because I'm not a girl. However, I still use Dove as a character to represent myself, and I was afraid to let that go. So, with the help of a new friend, I designed the character to fit my new identity better and continued on. But I was starting to outgrow Dove's platform boots. In May of 2024, I started streaming consistently on Twitch, and occasionally posting on YouTube. I adopted Dove harder than ever, afraid of the judgment that comes with putting yourself on social media. As months went on, life changed. I graduated high school, and when it was time to move to university, I decided to take a little break from streaming weekly to get my feet under myself in the newer, bigger city. I learned a lot more about myself in that first month than I ever had before in my life. I rediscovered passions I'd long since forgotten how to enjoy. I fell in love with music again. I started going on daily walks. I was the happiest I had been in 10 years. And when that break was over, I realized that I wasn't ready to go back to being Dove, but I was still too afraid. I've experienced chronic pain for most of my life. I've struggled with walking before, but I did not expect to go from a little sore to unable to sit up in 5 minutes. For no apparent reason. One minute I was standing there fine, and the next I couldn't pick up my water bottle from the floor. And that was terrifying. I was afraid of losing my ability to walk, and dance, and swim, and climb, and go on adventures. And that fear shocked me into realizing that it doesn't matter how many people loved Dove. One single person loving me, not in spite of, but because of my messy, chaotic, beautiful self was way more amazing. Because Dove was never me. So what now? I don't know what comes next. But the thing is, nobody else does either. So instead of making promises or resolutions I don't know that I can keep, I want to invite you along with me as I embark on this next chapter. Content will be different in 2025. We'll still do Spooky Saturdays every week on Twitch, and I still have a few Minecraft builds left to make, but there will be a very distinct shift towards more IRL content, and I hope you all stick around for the ride. So, without further ado, I hope you're ready for the 2025 season. My name is Sage, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Man, I've not gone hiking in forever. I don't want to sit in stagnance for the rest of my life. I'm best when I'm outside.